Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is the Wrestling Wrap-Up. A handful of news brought to you in one easy-to-watch video. I want to say thank you for joining me here today. It's January 31st, 2022. Holy crap. It's almost February already. We got NASCAR coming back next week. We got the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Them damn Bengals made it all the way. They're taking on the Los Angeles Rams, who defeated the San Francisco 49ers. Everybody in my town is pissed off right now. Everybody around here are either Raider fans or 49er fans, for the most part. More 49ers than Raider fans, and they're pissed. They are not happy this Monday morning, coming off of that game last night. But regardless, we got the Super Bowl coming up. We got NASCAR coming back. It's almost February. Tomorrow will be February. And we've got a lot of things as we roll in to us. You're going to hear millions of times in the next 2 months. WrestleMania season. We're on the road to WrestleMania, as WrestleMania is what, 61 days away, I think it is? Hold on. Alexa, how many days till April 2nd? 61 days till night one of WrestleMania. It's 62 days till my birthday, hell yeah. All right, anyways, we're creeping up on WrestleMania. Going to be here sooner than we think. Plans are already in motion, and we're going to talk all about that regarding Elimination Chamber and where that could lead to Mania. Matt Riddle and possible big plans for him at WrestleMania. Returns to WWE that couldn't go into WrestleMania, and some non-WWE news as well. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PW Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe by using that tiered subscription, just like Rosario9248 did, or if you've already got Amazon Prime, whether that's Amazon Prime Shopping or Amazon Prime Video, then you take that Amazon Prime account. You take that Twitch account, you link them together, bada bing, bada boom. There you go, you got Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games. And if you haven't claimed it yet, today's your last day to claim the free game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That game's amazing. If you haven't claimed it yet, but you got a Prime Gaming account, why haven't you? Today's the last day. Today is the last day for that. But you also get free stuff for games like Grand Theft Auto Online, Valorant, New World, and so forth. But what you always get that never changes is one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. But on the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out over there with a super chat or a super sticker donation. Those are the best ways to make sure your comment, question, or concern does get read live on the air. And, well, you can subscribe to the channel by hitting that join button down below and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. Plus, you can get all of that by subscribing at patreon.com/PW Unlimited. But that's just an even more direct way to support us here. And finally, the last way to support us at the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store, whether you're buying a brand new game like Grand Theft Auto 5, which is not brand new, but maybe brand new to you, whether it's Guardians of the Galaxy, Rainbow Six Extraction, or more. It's going to ask you, you ever get a creator code? What creator do you want to support? And you do. It's PW Unlimited. Use code PW Unlimited at checkout. Doesn't cost you anything extra, and we make a little cheddar change off of that purchase. Plus, if you're on your PlayStation, your Xbox, or your Nintendo Switch, playing either Rocket League or Fortnite, trying to get them V-Bucks for that new Hawkeye skin, or getting them new Mercedes-Benz skins for, Mercedes-Benz skins for Rocket League. You're going to be buying some coins there, too. It's going to ask you for a creator code. Who do you support? It's PW Unlimited. But with that, we've got a butt ton of news to get into. We've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5, maybe 6.5 stories, because 2 kind of go together to talk about here. So let's not dilly-dally. Let's not wait for a story as due. Elimination Chamber, as WWE has announced the first match for the upcoming Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Monday morning, WWE did send out a tweet that states, breaking news. Fight Bobby, or Bobby Lashley, will defend the WWE title in an Elimination Chamber match at WWE Chamber in Jeddah on Saturday, February 19th. So we do know what one of the chamber matches are. It is for the WWE Championship. And this kind of surprised me a little bit because usually you come off of Royal Rumble and you know who that winner's going to challenge. We assume Brock Lesnar, winning the Rumble, challenges Roman Reigns. So what they normally do is then for the other belt, use the Elimination Chamber to decide who's going to challenge. So in past, if this was last year, what they would have done was an Elimination Chamber match to determine Bobby Lashley's challenger, not to determine who's going to be the WWE champion going into WrestleMania. So that's kind of shocked me a little bit this morning when I was like, what? You're going to defend the title instead of trying to find a challenger for the title? That's a little weird. Okay, we'll see where this goes. Also, let me fix my camera here a little bit off. There we go. And I was like, okay, now we got to look at the Raw roster and see who could be in this match. And as I'm looking at the Raw roster here on WWE's website, we got 5 spots open. So one would think AJ Styles. Oh, it does not want to scroll for me. AJ Styles would be one for sure. Kevin Owens. Still scrolling here. Randy Orton. Seth freaking Rollins. And then we've got a 5th spot that needs to be filled. Do you fill it with Edge? Do you fill it with Finn Balor? Do you maybe go somewhere that we're not expecting and throw in a Montez Ford just for a cool spot? Or you go Rey Mysterio as that number 5. So I think I can guess 4 for sure. But even you can put Riddle in there as well. Put Riddle in that 5th spot. But we'll talk more about Riddle here soon. But if I was going to book it, I would go Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, and either Ray or Riddle. I don't know which one, but either Ray or Riddle is what I would do. And but supposedly, you would assume, based off of where this pay-per-view and this premium live event lies, whoever wins this match would be going into WrestleMania as the WWE champion. And based off of some other news we've got this morning, a lot of people think Randy Orton could be coming out of this as the champion. We'll talk about that in a moment. But again, I want to know what you guys think. Who do you think could be the 5 competitors to challenge Bobby Lashley inside the Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship? I think there are a lot of big names on Raw that can make this a really good match, but then we also got to think, what's the second chamber match? Is it a SmackDown match for the Universal Championship? Is it another Raw match to determine the challenger for the Raw Women's Championship if we're to expect that Becky is going to challenge Charlotte Flair? Not Becky, Ronda is going to challenge Charlotte Flair. If we get Charlotte Ronda Mania, Becky needs an opponent. So maybe you do another Raw. But I don't think they would do 2 Raw chambers. That's the thing. They could, but I don't know if they would. So we'll have to wait and see what they do announce tonight on Monday Night Raw, as they already got a number of things announced for that show. And maybe they'll announce more for Elimination Chamber since, well, Elimination Chamber is now less than 3 weeks away. But as we move forward, speaking of, I said earlier, some people think Randy Orton can now be winning this match. That's because of some news that came out today regarding one Matthew Riddle. So, first reported by PW Insider. Well, no, hold on. Let me see which of these came out. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, the PW Insider one. First reported by PW Insider. They did report that Riddle was originally slated to win the Royal Rumble. Now, I say take this with a grain of salt because I don't even 100% believe this. But then WrestleVotes did have a slight story that kind of went with this, and I believe WrestleVotes more than sometimes PW Insider. But PW Insider's original report stated, and I quote, "The original plan for the men's Rumble winner was Riddle, PWInsider.com has learned. Plans were changed over the course of the week a ton of times, with the final decision to have Brock Lesnar enter and win as a surprise. At one point, there was a pitch for Randy Orton to win as well, but Riddle was the front runner until the switch to Brock was made. So, okay, but then WrestleVotes sent out a tweet that stated, quote, WWE had plans since the pairing began last spring for Riddle versus Orton at SummerSlam, which we had heard before. They go on, stating, which didn't happen, the plan now was to hold off till Mania. I'm told now only a handful of creative members want to split them up, with the idea that if the match happens, it would be for the WWE Championship. Now, they could still get to Riddle Orton for the title, but maybe Riddle was supposed to win the Royal Rumble and challenge for the WWE Championship. Like, I'm going to challenge Bobby, but then Bobby goes into Elimination Chamber, loses the title, and that's where Orton becomes the champion. And then it's kind of like Riddle never wanted to challenge Randy, but he wanted to challenge for the WWE Championship. And now we're here in this interesting predicament. I think that would have been a phenomenal story to tell of these two are friends to a degree. They're tag team partners and former tag team champions, and now they're almost stuck in having to face each other. Now, if Randy wins at Elimination Chamber, becomes a WWE champion, how do you get to Riddle challenging? How do you even determine that challenger if you're not using the Elimination Chamber is the big question. So I think it could have been a great storyline of Riddle wins the Rumble, immediately says, I'm challenging Bobby, I want the WWE Championship. But then Bobby does not go into WrestleMania as the champion. Randy does. And they're in a weird predicament of, I got to challenge Randy. But that's not the route they're going as far as Riddle winning the Rumble. When you really, like I said, think about it, that could have been a great story. But now it's how do you get there if that's the plan? How do you get there if that's the plan? Maybe Orton wins the title. Let's completely fantasy book this for a second. Orton wins the belt, Elimination Chamber. Next Monday, we're on Raw, and Riddle wants to throw him a big celebration. Randy finally gets fed up with all of Riddle's nonsense, hits him with an RKO. Riddle then says, what the hell, bro? What was that for, Randy? And that leads to the feud, Randy, Riddle, and then just subsequently the title's on the line just because we set up a Riddle and Orton feud. Basically, like the last time Orton challenged for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. The title was the afterthought of Orton versus Wyatt. Now, I hope they don't make it the afterthought again here with Orton versus Riddle, but that is one way they can get into this. Where finally Randy gets fed up with Riddle's antics, hits him with the RKO, and says, I'm done with you. Riddle then says, what the hell was that for, Randy? I want some revenge on you turning on me and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And that's how we get to our WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. Because if you remember, WrestleMania 33, I believe it was Orton versus Wyatt. Wyatt just randomly won the championship inside Elimination Chamber, and they had been building for about 4 months now, leading up to everyone knew it was going to be Orton and Wyatt at Mania. But then Wyatt ended up winning the belt, which then turned that into a title match, and I guess you could say that's how they do it here. So we'll see. We'll see how it all does go down, but as of right now, there is a plan in place to possibly, and it's not for sure, so don't take this as, oh my God, we're getting Riddle Orton at WrestleMania. No way, not for sure, because there are still some pushing to not even break them up because they're such a great act. These two together get probably bigger reactions than most every single week. Like you're going to get like your big reactions for Ronda Rousey coming back, your big reactions for Brock entering the Rumble, or your big reactions for Mickie James using Hardcore Country and having the Impact belt with her. But on a weekly basis, I don't think there's anybody that gets a greater babyface pop reaction than the team of RK Bro, and the way where Riddle always starts the match and the fans are just sitting there, Randy, 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 or Orton, Orton. And when Orton gets that hot tag, the place goes bananas. So, I mean, eventually you got to split them. Maybe you wait till after WrestleMania because they haven't had that big WrestleMania moment as a team yet. and then you do it at SummerSlam or something. But as of right now, they could possibly be going in the route of Riddle, Randy, WrestleMania, possibly with the title on the line, WWE Championship. Then the big question there as well, who wins? Randy Orton or Riddle? Do they finally go all the way and put the title on Riddle? And not just put the title on Riddle, but put the title on Riddle at WrestleMania. So, some interesting stuff that, I'm very interested in. I think a Riddle versus Orton match would be phenomenal. Phenomenal. I think this match could be oh so good. Oh, so good. But as we talked about, Riddle was scheduled to win the Royal Rumble. That's some other Royal Rumble news. Shane McMahon came back in the Rumble. Well, he's back for a little while now, as according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, Dave Meltzer does state that Shane is booked for both the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania 38. And we don't know exactly what his full involvement in either of those shows are going to be, but it is him being back in action. Meltzer did write, it's unknown who these matches will be against, as after returning to action in the Men's Royal Rumble match, Shane McMahon is booked for both the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania 38. Meltzer stated that, quote, McMahon has a match on the books, but it was said to have not been finalized a few days ago, which is evidently why they did no angle to have him in the Rumble. We'll see who it's against. Maybe they do, let's see. Here we go. Shane McMahon, and this is something, I think it was Baby Huey said this on our Royal Rumble review. Shane McMahon versus Austin Theory for Vince's love, for Vince's admiration, for Vince's attention. Vince has been giving a lot of attention to Austin Theory and none to his son Shane in many years. So maybe that's the route they go. Shane versus Austin Theory at WrestleMania. But you still need a match at Elimination Chamber. Maybe it's Shane and Austin Theory at Elimination Chamber and then something else at WrestleMania. But as of right now, as of Monday, we're not in February yet, January 31st, 2022, Shane McMahon is scheduled for action to compete at both the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia and at WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas. But speaking of returns to WWE, got another return coming as well. Over the weekend, we had heard that Kurt Angle could be coming back into WWE. Kurt Angle was in St. Louis and filmed some stuff for the WWE Network in Peacock, including a new episode of Table for Three. Yeah, they filmed the full round of content for Table for Three. A number of Table for Three episodes were filmed, and one featuring Kurt Angle. But Kurt Angle also went on his podcast and confirmed he's coming back to WWE, as Angle stated the following. I did receive a call from WWE, and they want me to be involved in the show for the next month or so. I'm really excited about it, so we'll see what's in store for me. So Kurt, again, did confirm on his podcast that he's coming back to WWE for at least a month or so. One would assume maybe the lead up to WrestleMania. Does he wrestle? I don't know. But during a previous episode of his podcast, Angle did tease possibly coming out of retirement, but didn't state that that was with WWE or somewhere else, whether that could be Impact or GCW or AEW or whatnot. So we'll see what's up with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle did confirm that he's coming back to WWE. He was there this weekend. He was seen multiple times at the WWE hotel and filmed stuff for a new episode of, for at least, we know at least a new episode of Table for Three. I don't know what that episode is. I think it would be cool if it's Kurt Angle, Shelton Benjamin, and Charlie Haas, because apparently Charlie Haas was also seen in St. Louis this week. I think that would be a cool episode. A little Team Angle reunion. Yeah, I like that idea. I don't know why I paused there for a second, but I was kind of just like thinking about it. Yep. So no, Kurt Angle has not been announced by WWE yet as being back, but he could be back as early as tonight for Monday Night Raw. But as we get into our last WWE news note here, apparently the morale was not that great at the Royal Rumble this weekend. The morale after Sunday's Royal Rumble pay-per-view, or should I say premium live event, was, well, down, according to PW Insider. PW Insider stated, and I quote, "We've heard from a number of sources in the company who who are frustrated with the constant changes in the Rumble matches over the course of the last week and felt that that was a direct cause of quality or lack of for Royal Rumble matches themselves. As previously reported, one source noted that the men's Rumble match had up to 20 changes over the course of the days leading up to the match, as far as eliminations, entrance order, who would eliminate who would be in the match, who would interact with who, and so forth. They state that we have also since heard that was the experience for the women's Rumble match as well. All of the changes led to a frustrating day for talent with a lot of moving parts that kept shifting. So, for some, it's just, well, confusing. It all came down from Vince McMahon, as he has his fingers deep in every aspect of this show. And we do know that there were a number of talent brought in and not even used that were actually there in the building, like Jillian Hall and Oksana. They posted they were in the building. They posted video and photos. We know that Caitlyn was there. We know that a number of NXT superstars were there, but not used. They brought in a lot of people and then not used them. And the whole thing's changed 20 times. I can see that being frustrating if it's day of, but it says the course of days leading up to the Rumble, multiple days. That's fine by me. I wouldn't have expected anything to be finalized till day of anyways. So if you get told, like, I don't know, on Monday, hey, on Saturday, your involvement in the Rumble, you're going to, go in there and you're going to throw some hands with AJ Styles. And you're going to turn around. Montez Ford's going to grab you, hit you with a frog splash, throw you out. But then on Friday, you're told something different. Saturday, you're told something different. I wouldn't care until it's Saturday. If it's just my opinion. Like, they tell me one thing on a Monday and I go, okay, cool, that sounds good. Then they change it on Friday and you go, okay, cool, that sounds good. Then they change it again on Saturday. As long as they don't keep changing your ideas and plans on Saturday, I think, why complain? Be glad that you're even in the Rumble match, to be completely honest. So, I don't know. I wouldn't be complaining that much on the multiple changes throughout the week. Now, if it was multiple changes of, hey, you're going to win. Oh, wait, never mind, you're not going to win anymore. Hey, you're going to win. No, never mind, you're not going to win anymore. Or you're going to be the last one to get eliminated because it's going to actually lead to this and this. And then never mind, that's not going to happen. Now, if it's big plans like that, yeah, I'd get frustrated. But if it's just, oh, you're entering number 6. Oh, wait, never mind, you're going to enter number 15. Oh, wait, never mind, you're going to enter number 20. Okay, cool. That shouldn't be, I get it can get frustrating, but it shouldn't be one to sour your entire experience of the show and being there and working. Unless it's multiple changes throughout the day when you've already tried to set up spots throughout that day of, okay, we're going to do this, and Ford's going to do that, and AJ's going to do that, and then Dawkins is going to come in and they're going to work together. And you know what I mean? And Sincerity says Dakota Kai's tweet as well. Yeah, we don't know exactly what that tweet meant, though, which is why I didn't mention it just now. Because I had heard she was there, but then someone else says she may not have been there. So, yeah. But she seems frustrated with the company as well. But as we move off of WWE talk, we got an injury to a AEW superstar, or should I say, soon to be not AEW superstar, as Lio Rush was actually injured this weekend at PWG's Battle of Los Angeles tournament on night 2. Lio Rush actually defeated Buddy Matthews in a match via disqualification, but then was injured and actually had to be taken to the emergency room, as Rush tweeted out the following yesterday. Just being honest with you guys here, I'm not good, but I will be good. And when I'm back, I'll be dangerous. Hashtag man of the hour. And they got another tweet here that kind of, because PWG's not streamed, so we didn't see the show, but kind of sums up what happened. The injury point was when Buddy Matthews hit the Rollins-style curb stomp. Not sure if he hit a sensitive spot or if he came down harder than expected. Given Excalibur's, I don't know what this word, reprimand. Given Excalibur's reprimand, my hypnosis is Buddy might have slipped slightly on the spot. So we're sitting here thinking, okay, what's the injury? We heard that he had to go to the hospital. He said he's not good, but nothing came out of the injury yet. He then sent out a tweet right before we actually went live, detailing exactly what happened. So Lio Rush sent out this at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, stating, "Clean dislocation in my shoulder, opposite to my previous shoulder injury. MRI in 2 to 3 weeks to hopefully find that there's no severe ligament damage or a tear." To all the boys in the back and the crew at PWG last night that were super attentive and extremely helpful, thank you so much. More frustration and disappointment than anything else at the way last night ended. To all my fans and supporters, thank you. The outpouring love and support, saddened by both hate speech, racial slurs, and throwing of objects in the ring by the fans who attended night to Ebola. But nothing will dimension my love for this sport and stop me from performing for those who appreciate my craft. I will be back soon. See you soon. So, dislocated shoulder. Doesn't know exactly how bad the dislocated shoulder is. We'll see how it goes. Unfortunate, very unfortunate, as he is going to be a free agent starting February 14th or 15th. It's either 14th or 15th. I can tell you right now. His Twitter says free agent as of February 14th. His AEW contract expires. His AEW contract expires then, and then he can go and do whatever, but he can't. 2 to 3 weeks just till he gets the MRI, which means by the time he's free, he still can't work because he doesn't know how bad the shoulder is. So that is very, very, very unfortunate that he has suffered this injury. And all the best to Lio Rush. I'm a huge Lio Rush fan. I think Lio Rush is a very underrated in-ring performer, in my opinion, because a lot of people kind of overlook him because of his past and things that he has said and done as far as I'm retired and then I'm back, and I'm retired and then I'm back. That thing sours a lot of fans on him as far as trust goes of him doing anything of note. But I think he's one of the better in-ring performers out there right now, and the indie scene is going to eat him up once he's cleared and ready to go. But speaking of the American indie scene, our last story here, it does have to do with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I know what you say. Indie scene, New Japan. New Japan's not an indie. I mean, the New Japan Strong side of things kind of runs like an independent promotion, as they're teasing big news coming tonight. New Japan tweeted out the following, stating, January 31, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific. Catch the first news of the biggest U.S. event this spring. We predict a riot. Hashtag NJPW. No clue what this is going to be, but it looks like a big New Japan U.S. show is coming to America. We don't know if it's going to be just New Japan Strong guys or if they're actually going to bring the big roster over to America. Not quite sure, but I thought I would just let you guys know so you guys are aware of, hey, tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, New Japan's going to announce a big show for this spring. At least what they're calling the biggest U.S. event this spring. But as we go into wrapping everything up, last thing we do need to note is what's on tap for tonight's Monday Night Raw. As tonight's Monday Night Raw does go, we do know of 3, maybe 4 things, because one thing announced last week is no longer being previewed. First off, we do know that Bobby Lashley will once again usher in the almighty era tonight on Monday Night Raw. Brock Lesnar will choose and confirm who his WrestleMania opponent will be tonight. They state Brock Lesnar to choose his WrestleMania opponent. And finally, WWE's preview does state that Ronda Rousey returns to Monday Night Raw for the first time in nearly 3 years. Now, also last week it was announced Alpha Academy versus RK Bro in a scooter race, but that's not on the dock for WWE. WWE is not advertising that for tonight, so maybe we get it, maybe we don't. But that is what WWE's website and Twitter account is teasing out for tonight's Monday Night Raw. Bobby Lashley, WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar choosing his WrestleMania opponent, and Rowdy Ronda Rousey back on Raw for the first time in nearly 3 years. But as we wrap things up, just checking the chat here to see what you guys are saying, asking. Do I thank Jack Dawson for the super sticker? Really do appreciate that. Wayne, that's a good question. Tonight, USA Network. Next week, Sci-Fi. Oh, give me 2 seconds to double check on that, guys. But tonight is USA Network because the Winter Olympics haven't started yet. We do know that WWE will be moving both Monday Night Raw and NXT over to Sci-Fi for a couple of weeks because of the Olympics coverage. And so that doesn't start till let me double check. I can't remember if it starts next week or the following week, but I got it right here. It starts USA Network. Here we go. USA Network will be airing I believe starting next week. So with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here for the wrestling wrap-up. Again, a handful of news brought to you in one easy-to-watch video. If you are watching live, then I hope to see you back here live tonight as we talk Monday Night Raw. That show is going to be an interesting show coming off of the Royal Rumble. So with that, guys, have a great Monday. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.